これで全ての準備は整った。むちゃくちゃ痛いから覚悟しろよ。
Hey everybody, Bam Collectibles here, back for another statue unboxing review for you. I've had this statue in my collection for quite a few months. It is made by Surge Studio, which is one of my absolute favorites. They are the studio in which I'll be collecting all of the Akatsuki. Hidan was definitely one of those characters that I love to hate and hate to love. Taking a close look at his base. On the bottom is a felt pad, and I love how this was sculpted separately because it actually saves a ton on shipping, not having a bulk item attached to the base. Black and red cloud trim along the base, as well as the defected headband with the character name in English. So far, Itachi was the only one that didn't have his base to where it was removable. If Surge Studio would have just made a statue about Hidan, then it would have been a little boring, so what they did is they spiced it up a little bit, added some creativity, and brought to life what it would look like if the individual that Hidan serves, Jashin, was brought to life. The execution of this diorama I thought was perfect. You have a nice rocky base, as well as a purple dark shroud that is going around him with these kind of skeletal creatures coming out, and eventually we will see in the centerpiece would be what I imagine to be Jashin himself. As you would imagine, the horns coming out of the creatures are very fragile, so they did sculpt them to be removable, and they attach via magnets. This separate piece is actually not attached to the base by magnets or a steel rod. It just sits right on top and rests in the grooves. Let me know in the comments below if you think that this is Jashin or if it's just a larger version of a skeleton or creature on the sides. The paint application is incredible. It looks like he's coming right out of that shroud. If you look in his right hand, he's holding what looks to be a voodoo doll. I'm guessing this is the representation of who Hidan has captured within his jutsu. The horns were sculpted separately just like the ones on the base, and they did an incredible job at making this thing look so menacing. It's got a strange skin tone look to it, like it's got flesh, but at the same time, it's got the skeletal paint on it. The bottom does have that notch with a large magnet in it, which will help it attach to the base. When we do put this on here, it's incredible how it looks like it's all one piece and it flows together perfectly. Just like the horns were sculpted separately on the creatures in the back, these are horns that are going to be going on the base. Honestly, it's just making it all even more menacing than it already is. For those of you that might be newer to the channel, you might be asking, what the heck is a Pikachu doing in this statue unboxing? On the front, you will see Surge Studios logo. That's actually a button that turns on the LEDs. And you're also going to be asking, why is this a Pikachu that looks like a pain? I imagine the studio owner having some crazy fetish over cosplaying Pikachus, so that's why he does it. This was the first statue that ever began to include them, and what they do is they come with a Pikachu that's themed after the statue that was created before it. The first statue was Pain, so the second statue would include a Pain version of a Pika. The next is Conan, which included a Hidan Pika, and so on. The last piece of the base is going to be the blood ring that is created when Hidan activates his jutsu. On the bottom, you'll see there's a battery cartridge. It takes 3 AAAs. The ring looks like it's flowing and alive. I love that they did that. They could have just did a straight line with some flat red paint, but they took it to the next level. All throughout the centerpiece, you'll see a bunch of little different notches and grooves that are in there. That is going to make it so when Hidan does sit on there, he sits secure and comfortably without anything scratching him. In the intro, I did show off the LEDs a little bit. I want to give you a closer look at that. Let me know too in the comments below. Do you enjoy those intros? Are they worth the time that I invest in creating them? The Pikachu remote, activating everything, you can see the LEDs are fantastic, bright, vibrant, exactly what you would want in this moment and for the statue. In comes the foul-mouthed member of the zombie duo. If there's one area in Surge Studio statues that they absolutely nail it every single time, it is the character sculpt. How they bring them to life, how it looks like they jump exactly from the show, blows my mind. His necklace and pendant is made of a thinner kind of plastic that is movable, doesn't break easy. Blood marks on him are really awesome, and he's in that perfect pose where it looks like he's spreading out the blood to create the symbol that he needs to activate his jutsu. The robe or cloak is also in a nice, dynamic, flowing pose. Like I said before, if I ever had to rate these kind of things, man, 10 for 10 all day, every day when it comes to Surge Studio. To keep up with the trend of things being perfect, here comes his weapon. This thing is so impressive to look at. Through the center of it is an actual steel rod. The blades are made of a very durable resin, as well as there's 3 parts to this. There's also the handle that's on the bottom, and on the very bottom is a chain that attaches from the weapon into the sleeve of Hidan. Because of the steel rods in the center, it allows to where there's no magnets needed to hold everything together. Once it all connects in the notches, it just stands up vertically, perfectly straight without any bend. What's awesome about this statue is they did offer options if you wanted to. For I think it was an extra $125, you could buy Hidan separately in his cursed form. The base is pretty plain compared to the other in that there is no LEDs, but for $125 to get a full character sculpt and a base included, it's not that bad for how much resins do cost. Though he looks like a carbon copy as far as the pose goes, they did make it to where it's interchangeable, so you can use this form or the other form when displaying it. Probably the only thing that I could say about this statue where I feel like the ball was dropped a little bit is on this cursed mode, his eyes. They do look a little derpy to me. Be sure to let me know below what you think about it. Something small to point out, this is one of the things I love about higher quality statues. They don't miss a thing. Look at that ring. It actually has the marking on there. They do such a good job with those small details. Something I thought was cool is for this version, they came with the different weapon that he uses to inflict those vital, specific blows to his body when in this form. This one is not made of metal. As you can see, it has a little bend there. With everything together, we'll take a look at the edition size plaque. This is the first time Surge Studio introduced the metal slab to showcase the authenticity of the piece. I did receive number 21 of 200. Now 200 made. If you look online, this guy is ridiculously priced now because only 200 is a very low edition size. You can see that they upgraded the plaque considerably since Itachi has come out, and that I love the way that one looks compared to this. I love the overall balance of this statue. It's not too wide, it's not too tall, it's not too large. It perfectly represents both his character and his main ability that he uses. While I think the idea of including the Pikachu is cool and neat, I don't like the idea of it being tied to having to turn it on. That's just another thing to go wrong, more batteries to buy. I just wish there was a simple switch. It is about that time in the video where we will dim the lights to take a look at the LEDs in the dark. I figure it was more appropriate to have the cursed mode of him on here when we do this. Overall, the LEDs are pretty simple. They do not throb or pulsate like I'm doing here. I'm just kind of adjusting lighting so you can see how it looks. My very first statue, which I showcased last week, you can see linked above, goes incredible with this statue. While these statues do complement each other very nicely, I would love to see more 1v1 statues of Naruto battles in the future. Not many people have taken a shot at that. Honestly, I can't even recall any that are that impressive at this point, but it's going to be great to see those in the future. You can see the scale of these two is pretty much spot on. I'd have to say Hidan is a little bit larger, not by much though. They do look great next to each other. This is my 5th member of the Akatsuki to be showcased on the channel. I look forward to being on the downhill of collecting these. It's going to be a blast to see all of these together in a row one day. I can't wait to do a showcase of everybody all together. That's going to be super epic. If you did enjoy my content and are not currently subscribed to the channel, I would encourage you to do so to not miss out on any further awesome statue unboxings. For those that are subscribed, I also want to encourage you to keep up with my community tab as I try to keep in touch and very active there so that we can be engaging in between video releases. Be sure to keep up with my upcoming videos. I will be doing a giveaway that's hosted by the website One Piece Collector. I'll be reviewing a statue that is a both Pokemon and Naruto crossover, and you'll have your chance to win that exact one. Please stay tuned for the details. And as always, everybody, do what you love what you do. Bam out.